Thank you, Eric. Those introductions always put no pressure on me. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Joe Werbeck, and I got started in my career in '85 out of Local 433, Los Angeles. And over the past years that I've been doing this, and I've been very fortunate back in when they first developed this course to be asked to be involved. And so I've been involved with the superintendent training program since near inception. I wasn't involved at the pilot course, but everything after that, as long as my schedule permitted. And a lot of you, superintendent training, do we make superintendents in 3 days of training? No, we don't. But what we can do, and what it is, it's a group-based training where we invite anybody who has the potential of being a leader in the field or in the office. Some of our best courses that were held, and we limit to about 36 and down, and we can get a group of 9, I would say is my smallest group, but from 9 to 36. But if we find a nice course with 20 to 24 people and we get them in a group, and groups, 6 groups of 4 or 3 or 2, whatever it is, and what we do is we give them the tools, we give them the scenarios of situations of what actually happens on the job. And every participant has their own opinion on how to potentially fix these issues, or how do we approach, how do we document, what do we do? And they get to hear 12, 16 different potential ways of handling and being productive on a project. So we basically give them the tools to be, great representatives, great salespeople for your companies as well as your locals. The course and its instructors, we encourage the participants to take their blinders off. Too many ironworkers out there, and there might be some of you in here, that just think, I just want to go put the iron up. Can I just do that? No, there's so much more. There's a day when I got started, it was that I never talked to any other tradesmen. I only wanted to do my ironwork. Now we have to take those blinders off. We can't do a job successfully without getting to know our fellow tradespersons. There was a time on my cell phone when cell phones came out, it was the only people that I had on there were ironworkers in my office. My last project, which is SoFi, 2 years out there, drove me into the ground. But I had the superintendents and the general foremen for every trade. We all have to work together. And that's what we bring to the table at the training. We also introduce technology, and a lot of owners and business managers are afraid of this technology. The technology is what's making us get out there in the forefront. We've got to look over the horizon. We need to stay ahead of the game. Walking around in the room yesterday, you see all this new laser technology, this total stations, the programs, the 3D modeling and everything of that sort. We kind of introduce that, and we want to start priming the pump in our minds of our future supervisors. We give a glimpse in the development of a schedule, how to manage the schedule, be more productive, give the general contractor the answers he wants to hear, not, I'll get it done when I get it done. We have to learn to communicate. So we get this training, and we teach the ironworkers as a whole, all our participants, to look at the bigger picture. The most important thing our supervisors need to do is stay on budget and make our contractors money. With more money that they make, the more projects we can get. So we keep and show them how to manage costs, document for changes, and most of all, how to be more profitable. We started this course, like I said earlier, that we piloted in 2012 at the National Labor College. And it was a small group of instructors that we actually did course number 2 right here in Benicia. And it was Mike Raelian, Dr. Rick Sullivan, and myself. 3 of us got started in this thing. And at that point, it evolved. At first, I was really skeptical. Can we really train somebody to be a superintendent or even just a supervisor? Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, we can. In 2014, I stood on this stage. Some of you might recognize me. Well, not this one, but it was in Las Vegas. And at that point, from 2012 to 2014, we had done 13 courses and did somewhere around 300 participants, men, women, whatever the new thing here in California is. But so we had done 13 courses across the United States and Canada at that point. I'm happy to say yesterday, as of last month in our training in Henderson, we held our 52nd course. And that's considering that we had lost a little bit of time for COVID. And with that 52nd course, we've had 10 years and almost 1,100 apprentices, journeymen, foremen, general foremen, superintendents, project managers, estimators, and even owners that participated in this course. The diversity of the participants was what makes that course really good. And no two are the same. I can honestly say from our first 12 to our next 12 and the last 12 that we did, they're completely different. The different mindset of all those people that come in, all our participants, constantly keep feeding it in. And it's a blast for myself, I'll tell you. I mentioned that we had the 3 instructors in the beginning, but over the 10 years, we needed to look over the horizon. And we said, hey, listen, we need to get more instructors. And now we have as many as myself included, was just 8 of us, spread out regionally around the United States and Canada. You see that we've got a very diverse group. Myself, James Neely out of Local 1, Gene Matthews out of 580, Norm Richardson out of 798, Andre Mondu out of 25, Kim Zimmerman out of 771, Wayne Worrell 771, and Kevin Soto out of 29. So we've got this pretty well blanketed across the United States and Canada. Now each one of these people bring a special aspect of the industry. So anyone who attends and participates gets to hear all these different ways of things that are happening in somewhat real time of what's happening in the field today. There was a time when I never believed an ironworker would have a computer in the field. Does anybody believe that? I know a lot of you in here was like, there's no possible way an ironworker was going to have a computer in the field. We started this course out with a level 1 self-study preparation course, which required an ironworker to get on a computer in his or her own time and go through this approximately about a 20-hour online course prior to attending the superintendent course. Well, we eliminated that because we now realized that ironworkers in a supervisory role can't always break away and they need to spend a little bit of time with their family. In the beginning, we only had 1 laptop computer. It was about a 14-inch screen and in a group per group. So you had 3 or 4 participants trying to stare at documents on a computer. And we said, wait a minute, that's just not working. We also had the big full-size drawings that we lugged around the United States and Canada. Is that the way industry is going now? Well, no. Today, we eliminated the level 1, so that makes it easier for all of you to send participants our way. We're going to jump straight into the content. We're going to get going. We also encourage every participant to bring a laptop computer or tablet. We want everybody being able to dig in and realize that the job sites of today are going paperless, and they're only going to get even more so in the long run. And we need to start introducing that. So the training documents that we still run around with are still, they're still here. And it's frustrating that I haul these things around. We did reduce them down to half-size drawings, and we've tailored most of the exercises down so that, it's tailored to more today's world. We had some outdated exercises and we thinned them up. But today, looking over the horizon, today and tomorrow and next year, we're going to be looking at this course in a whole different way. At least this is what I'm planning on doing. Each participant will have a laptop computer and tablet. It's going to be a must, because in today's world out in the field, you have to have this, whether it's a computer on your phone or a tablet. Training material is going to go cloud-based. I'm sorry, I'm not lugging that paperwork in the crate around all the time. I'm going to stop cutting trees down. We're going to do just like all the job sites are doing now. You walk into a general contractor's trailer, there's just a big TV set, keyboard and a mouse. And that's where we're gonna go. We are gonna start looking at all this cloud-based document control, which will allow us to introduce the technology that our ironworkers in the field are currently going through. They're currently having to upload to Procore. They're constantly having to look at the 3D model in BIM 360. They have to send in their safety reports via some other program that's on their computer. We want them to do this stuff in real time over the next couple of months ahead, okay? So I also want to develop some exercises with the BIM model. We're going to update these exercises to include drafting an RFI to help your project manager in the office. A lot of my participants don't understand why I say you need to learn how to draft and get all the evidence together for your project manager. Well, the reality is if the ironworker in the field does more, that means that project manager in the office can do more too. That means he gets to take more work on because we're taking the load off of him in the field. We're seeing the bigger picture. The ironworker superintendent, the ironworker general foreman, the foreman, when they all know what's expected of them, by taking this course, we give them that understanding. And it looks really bright in the future for this course and moving forward. What we need from all of you business managers and owners and everybody is to send the people our way. The more diverse project managers, project managers sometimes don't get what the ironworker superintendent or general foreman or foreman go through in the field. They don't get to see it. And a lot of times the ironworker superintendent, foreman, general foreman has no idea what that project manager does in the office. Estimators have no idea what we do. When we can get everybody in a big room and go over this and find out what each other's expectations are, it's gonna make us more efficient. It's gonna make you more marketable, not just as a company, but as a local. When you start training your membership at the local level, our leadership, be prepared for the upcoming swing in work, which we hope is coming, it will be coming. You need to be prepared and ready to dispatch talented people that have been exposed to this type of technology and ready to jump with both feet first. So, how do you get it done in your area? Well, you contact your local impact regional director and you set up a course in the area. We now have, as of, at Henderson, I only had one course set up for this year until I met with the local RADs. Now we have 7 with 2 more penciled in. So we have, let me see if I can think off the top of my head, Toronto. I'm also involved with shop supervisor course, so we're gonna have a superintendent course with a shop supervisor course coming in right after that. I return home, and I'm gonna be hosting one in Fontana, California. And then off I go to, I wanna say it's New York. We have one penciled in there. We have Indiana, Evansville, and Indianapolis penciled in. And I think that's a go, that's gonna happen. We have one here in Benicia. Did I say Benicia? We're also got Halifax, Calgary in that mix too. So there is quite a few approaching your areas, but that doesn't mean I can't do more because I was very fortunate to retire last year and I thought I was gonna have a lot more time to golf, but Impact filled that vacuum up very quickly. But it's okay, this is what I love to do. And I'm still in touch with the field. So all our instructors, all of them, are still in the field. They break away from their companies and they bring the real-time situation. I still visit projects in the LA area so that I don't lose and make this class outdated. It's constantly evolving and that's the direction we want. Innovation, right? This is where we say, we have to stay ahead of the game. Okay, we all have to. And it's gonna be in the training of our supervisors. I heard one of the speakers up here say that his ironworker foreman, general foreman, and superintendents are their salesperson now. That's the last person that your general contractor sees, your customer sees when you walk off the job. So that last impression of your crews out in the field is what's remembered by that general contractor. We give you the skills, we give all those participants the skills and the tools necessary to communicate that success. We want, is it guaranteed? No, I have a lot of guys that fall asleep in the back, but we try to keep them awake. But I would say 99% of them, the participants, are well on their way to being successful supervisors in our industry and beyond. Maybe potential business owners breaking away and saying, hey, listen, I can do this, okay? So I went a lot longer than I planned on. Yesterday's audition or my rehearsal was only 5 minutes long, but I went 20. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it along to the rest of you. I'm available for conversation. If you wanna have one in your area, I'll put you in the right direction to get you to your regional area director. I also have the shop supervisor course, so those of you who are interested in that one's also in the mix. All right, so feel free. Thank you for having me. Thank you everyone up here, and we'll see you. Enjoy the week.